2. Are you thinking about getting the Kink Whip BMX bike, but you're not sure if you should get the 20.5 or the XL version? Well, in this explain and review video, I'm going to tell you everything about this bike, and it's not just pictures on the computer screen. This is actual bicycle right here in front of us, and we could see how it's built, how it's made, and I'm going to show you everything about this bike and the little things that I thought were interesting and were cool to look at, so you can actually see them instead of looking at the magazine or a photo of it and not seeing the actual details. So let's get into it. This is the Kink Whip BMX bike. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you think this is the regular whip or you think it's a Whip XL. So going to the front of the bike, we're going to start off with the trusty lever. It's got the Mission token lever. This thing is an alloy lever. Pretty heavy duty. It's got 2-finger pull right here. And just works pretty good. Next, we got the Kink Forge grip. This is a ribbed grip. Has super thin ribs on here, a lot thinner than ODI grips. And if you could kind of see, it's kind of has a little profile on it where it goes down and it kind of holds your hand right at the edge. It also has a bunch of Kink logos that go around, and then on the other side right here. And then you also get a heavy duty Kink nylon press and bar end. Going to the handlebars come in 2 different sizes depending on which version you get. If you get the regular whip, you're gonna get it with the T900 bars, which are 9 inches tall. So 9 inches from the center here to the center here is going to be 9 inches tall. And if you get the Whip XL, you're going to get the T9.25 bars, which are 9.25 tall. So the same measurement, but just measuring from the same spot, but it's going to be slightly taller, so a 1/4 inch taller on the Whip XL. Both sizes are amazing. For the lower guys, a 9 inch is great. For our 925 for a tall person, that is also great. So I think you'll love them either way you go on the size. And I think it's cool that they have a different size bar for the different size top tube. Mainly because you know a taller person is going to be riding the 21 inch version. Going to the stem, we have the Kink HRD stem. This thing is 50 millimeters reach, so from the center here to the center here is 50 millimeters. The longer the reach, the bars are going to sway more, easier it's going to track straighter. The shorter the stem is, the easier the bars are going to be able to turn. The easier it is going to be to nose manual your bicycle. So a lot of riders want a little bit shorter stem so that they can nose manual. This is a drop forged stem. It's pretty heavy duty because it doesn't have any cutouts on the top or the cap, but it does have some weight reduction on the side right here. The compression bolt on the top is a 6 millimeter bolt. This one is drilled all the way through, so you can run a front brake cable if you like. Going to the headset, you got a tall Mission turret headset. This thing is really tall to eliminate any washers in here. With less washers, keeps it from wiggling around, thus making it easier to maintain your bicycle and your headset not coming loose. But if it does come loose, you could always tighten this compression bolt after you loosen these ones up. And then once you got this kind of firm, don't tighten it down. It's not going to bottom out. Tighten up these side ones, and that'll keep your headset tight. The integrated headset from Mission is an integrated sealed headset. These things work amazing because you can tighten them down and it still allows your bars to spin really easy. Really mechanic friendly. I've dealt with a lot of headsets in the past, old school, tightening them up like that. Also the 1/8" threadless headsets, which didn't have any of these. They actually had cups, but the integrated headset works far better. Definitely way better headset, easier to maintenance, easier to adjust, and just amazingly good. I think it's the best thing they've ever done for BMX bicycles in general. Going to the fork, this tube right here that goes through the frame is called a steerer tube. This steerer tube is full chromoly. The fork legs are also full chromoly. Actually, the steer tube on this one's full chromoly. The legs are high tensile steel on the striker fork, but it's got a super thick dropout on here. You have a 3/8 axle that's really long. On the department store bikes, they don't have a long axle, so you can't put pegs on it. But this one you definitely can. You have 17 millimeter axle nuts on here. with a large washer to give your pegs and your dropout more stability and prevent them from bending. Going to the front hub, you got the Mission Foxtrot front sealed hub, and it's got sealed bearings with the 3/8 axle, and it's got very large lock nuts on it. See those little lock nuts that hit the back of your dropout? Those are really large, and that prevents your axle from bending. Going to the spokes, you got stainless steel spokes, powder coated black, and you got brass spoke nipples that are also painted black, and then you got the double wall Mission Mylar rim. This one's a little bit unique because it's got the little bubbles on the sides, and then it in a recess in the middle. Pretty heavy duty rim for the weight. Going to the front tire, we have the Kink Seaver 2.4-inch wide tire. This tire is way wider. It's going to give you a lot of stability. If you have a tire that's smaller than this, you're missing out, because this tire will actually help you go faster. It'll help you go faster into turns. It'll give you more control. It'll also help you with bump jumps, because you can let more air out, and the air is still going to feel like it's got a lot of air. Just overall, it's a pretty nice tire, and it's got a lot of knurling on here. So if you're riding street, dirt, park, this tire will grip anything. It's got some cutouts right here to push the water and dirt away. It's got a lot of knurling on here to give you a lot of grip. And, you know what I mean, obviously it's fat, and you could ride on almost anywhere on the tire. So it makes it really nice. Going up to the seat, we got the Kink Stealth seat. It has a rubber backing right here. So this is rubber coated canvas, and then it's got a canvas on the top, and it's got a Kink logo right here. This thing's super heavy duty. If you're tearing up seats, don't worry, because this seat will last you a long time because of rubberized coating and just being the vinyl on top. This one is a stealth one, so you can't see a bolt on the top like the regular Pivotal. It's on the bottom down here, and it's combined with a Mission stealth seat post. And then we have a Mission alloy seat clamp to hold it all on. Going down to the pedals, we have the tried and true Kink Hemlock pedals. These things have tons of pins on there, lots of knurling, super heavy duty pedals to keep your feet on the pedals and from breaking or bending. It also has a huge chromoly axle in here, and then it's bolted onto these Ridge cranks. These are 170 full chromoly crank with the 8 spline spindle. The spindle is 19 millimeters, and you got 6 millimeter bolts here on the side. If these things are coming loose on you, make sure you tighten the sides right here, and then tighten the pinch bolts last, and that should suck everything together and keep the cranks tight for you. Going to the sprocket, we have the Mission Charge 25 tooth alloy sprocket. This thing is 5 millimeters thick. It's got chamfered teeth, pretty sharp, and it just rolls nice and smooth. Connect that with the Mission 410 chain. That'll get your bike moving. We got, do we already say the Kink Cease brakes? We got the Kink Cease brakes right here, 990s, and they got the dual cables to pull them together, or pull the brakes. Very easy to adjust. These little spring adjusters help you move the brake pad side to side and to adjust the tension on it. Going to the rear tire, we got the same as a front tire. We got the same rims, same spokes, but we got a different hub here. On the back right here, we have a 14 millimeter axle that's chromoly heat treated to prevent it from bending. We also got the 17 millimeter axle nut with the big washer here. And then we got the 9-tooth driver on here and aluminum body. This 9-tooth driver is smaller, and with the sprocket on the front is also smaller. The reason why we have the drivetrain so small is because we got rid of chain, we got rid of the sprocket in the front, and we got rid of the sprocket in the back to lighten up the bike. When you change this from the big sprocket that you used to have to this one, you save 1 to 3 pounds. Also, it pedals exactly the same. So why wouldn't you go down to something lighter weight that's just as strong and just in general? So let's go to the frames. Going to the front of the top tube, or the head tube, we have an integrated head tube. It does have gyro mounts right here, so you can mount the gyro on here if you like. This frame, like I stated, comes in 2 different sizes. We'll talk about that in a second, but we're going to go down to the bottom bracket. It's got a machine mid bottom bracket right here, so it's got a lot of cutouts on it. But check out these graphics on this side. This thing has a pretty sick graphic. It's black on black, so gloss black on matte black. Looks sick. And then we got the top tube sticker right here. This thing looks pretty sick. It's got like almost a double layer stacked graphic on here. Looks pretty rad. Going down to the seat stays. The seat stays, they look pretty beefy, but not super big. They just look sleek and awesome. They're also capped. Has a pretty small dropout so your pegs can clear when you're grinding. I did notice this little subtle paint right here. This thing looks dope. You can't see these in the pictures or anything like that. So seeing this in person, it just definitely makes it look unique. It makes it look like its own bike. Going to the seat stays and chain stays, they got a curved bridges right here. They look super nice, super sleek. Just an overall good looking bike. But if you're looking for a bicycle for yourself and you're not sure if you should get the 20.5 or you should get the 21, my suggestion would be is if you're 10 or 12 and this is your first bike, and maybe you're tall for your age, and let's say you're a little bit older or short for your age, but if you're in the height of, I would say about 4'10" to 5'8", I would say get the 20.5 regular whip. If you're taller than 5'8" and you're young, then maybe get the 21 so that you can grow into it. If you're an adult and you're taller than 5'8", that's where you're gonna have to pick out if you want a little bit shorter frame so that you can spin faster, or if you want a little bit longer frame so it could track straighter. But if you're definitely over 6 foot, you're probably gonna want to get the Whip XL so they could accommodate your size and everything. But yeah, this thing is available in this one matte black for this year, and 2 different sizes. And yeah, it's an awesome bike. If you want an intermediate bike, check out the Kink Whip XL or the Kink Whip, and head over to stackbmx.com and get yourself a new bike.